Welcome to the last gun guide video I'll be making. Hopefully it'll be much shorter than the rest. This time I'm covering both Owlite wands and mixers. Both of these weapons are only available from prize boxes, so they're completely unavailable for the average player. Even farming for them is barely feasible. Wands cost between 1 and 2 million, which is not actually too bad, while a Celestial Orbitgun currently costs around 15 million. And a Mixmaster costing around 25 to 30 million. This is why I've waited to make this video, because these guns are just not easily obtained. Anyway, let's look at the wands first. Wand shots are just Alchemist shots. They share the same damage of a Nova driver. The gimmick here is that you never have to reload. The wand can be spam clicked for as long as you want. The charge is very different from an Alchemist charge. The wand charge comes out less quickly than an Alchemist, but it also charges faster and the projectile travels faster. There's also less lag at the end. But is the wand actually better than Alchemist? If you can't switch, yes, but if you can, the wand is just never worth using. It's fun, but it's a straight downgrade from Nova Driver if you're able to switch. The only upside would be its charge attack, and even then there are trade-offs. Mixers, on the other hand, aren't like any other weapon in the game. They shoot 3 times, and each shot at the end of its range will boomerang back to the player. The shot has 3 parts to it. There are 2 pellets, and also an invisible actor in the middle, which each pellet orbits around. If you shoot and look at the actor count, you can actually see it go up by 3 for each shot. If you shoot the basic attacks with your side to a wall, some of the shots will get destroyed, which just doesn't happen with any other gun. The charge attack fires 4 large pellets that work just like the basic attacks. The charge is also very easy to have messed up by a wall nearby. Everyone knows the mixer is the end-all be-all for DPS, and it really does live up to the hype. This thing easily outdoes Riftlocker for DPS against fiends and Phantamos in DPS against slimes. It shoots twice for every shot, has a 3-round mag, and can AoE. And on top of that, it's near impossible to miss its shots. Mixer and Orbitgun can shred through any enemy in the game besides beasts and gremlins. It's that insane. Mixer also just destroys Mender shields in an instant, seeing as though they take equal damage from all damage types. While the Mixer charge can deal crazy damage, the basic attacks just deal much more. And there's essentially no danger in using it because it's a strafing gun. I can't think of a single stage in the game where bringing Mixer is a bad option. As you probably know, the Mixer charge is able to shoot through walls. If the wall is 1 block thick, with the right RNG, Mixer charge can just go through it. This allows for you to break arenas with ease. Just be careful, because if you break an arena, stepping on the wrong button at the wrong time can easily get you soft locked. As if the Mixer wasn't strange enough, it has by far the most strange flash charge in the game. If you flash a Mixer basic attack, it slides against walls and tries to find a corner. And once it finds a corner, it explodes. If an enemy at low enough HP is in that corner, it will enter a state of limbo if it gets killed by the charge. A limboed enemy can be shield bumped and it won't attack. If the enemy is also summoned via a respawn panel, it will no longer respawn enemies. If you hit an explosive block in a corner, it will be limboed as well. You can even do this to things like Vanaduke. He just kinda lies there for a few minutes. If there's a button under a limboed explosive, your party will be stuck until the block despawns. Oh yeah, limboed enemies and blocks have the effect wear off after a few minutes, after which they just die or blow up. People in PvP aren't even immune. Killing someone with a flash charged Mixer in lockdown makes them stuck in spawn for a good 5 minutes, essentially kicking them out of most of the match. Anyway, bugs aside, this gun is super strong and nearly unobtainable for the normal player. That doesn't mean it will always be that way though. During the Breach the Vault update, 2 new guns were added to the code, a fiery disc gun and a static disc gun. Reading their tooltips, it's pretty obvious that these things are reskins of Mixer and Orbitgun. And looking at the gun itself, it almost looks like Polaris and Wildfire. My prediction is that these guns will become free-to-play, craftable versions of Mixer and Orbit, which would just be fantastic. They don't even have a box theme. They look very much like a craftable weapon that you could find in the game. Anyway, with theory crafting aside, these 3 guns are all hard to come by, with Mixer and Orbit being some of the most easy to use and strongest weapons in the game. If the disc guns ever do get released, I'll probably create a more thorough guide on how to use them, since they won't be locked behind a whopping 950 Canadian dollar paywall like Mixers are now. Anyway, thanks for watching.